afternoon, YouTube family. How are you guys doing today? Tonight I'm using my new tripod with my halo light that my husband got me, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't have to wait on anybody to tape me. I can come in here and do it myself and make a recipe for you guys. It's what I used when I did the time-lapse video in the garden. And but I'm going to have to be moving the camera around a little bit as I'm cooking. But tonight, what's on the menu for Grammy Nene's house, and I know my name today. I was so tired whenever we did that garden, and I didn't know what my name was at the end of it. But anyway, my Aunt Jean has my mom's baby sister. She went to be with the Lord, but one of her things that she really liked to cook was a whole cake sandwich, breakfast sandwich, and she would put fried bologna, and she would blacken the bologna, and she would put fried eggs or like an omelet egg on there with some cheese and some tomato, and she would eat that. And so a couple of my cousins have kind of mentioned that, you know, that they would like to know how she made that. I don't know her exact recipe. I've ate it before, so I'm going to do my best to try to replicate it. I don't have fried bologna, so we're going to make two different kinds. We're going to make a regular kind that's just egg and sausage and cheese for my husband, and bacon. He gets two meats on there. And then mine's going to have sausage, turkey, bacon, but I'm going to spice mine up. We're going to season mine up, and we're going to make it delicious. I'm going to go over here to the refrigerator, and I'm going to grab a couple of eggs, because each sandwich is going to have 4 fried eggs on it. It's a pretty hearty meal. You can serve this with hash browns. You can make a farmer's omelet and do that if you would like. There's nothing wrong with having a farmer's omelet and putting all of the goodies inside of it. But we're going to kind of keep it simple tonight. So I'm going to kind of pull you over here, kind of turn you down to where you can see what I'm doing. And hopefully I've got the camera angled just right. So hopefully you can see my bowl. I've kind of repositioned the camera. And in here I've got 2 cups of flour. Now I didn't have any buttermilk tonight, so what I did is I added some regular milk in there. I put a little vinegar. And that will make this curdle and become a buttermilk. So we're going to mix that up, and we're going to add that to it. We're going to add that all in there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, she would probably add a little oil or a little bit shortening to it. I'm going to grate a little butter in it, because I just think it looks good. And this butter was actually frozen, I mean cold, but I've taken it out now to kind of do a meal prep and get everything in here. And it's kind of got to be room temperature, but we're still going to use it. We're going to do about a half a stick of butter in there. Okay. Then we can just take out our spatula and kind of get all that good cheese out of there. I hope you guys are enjoying my recipes. I'm going to tell you, I'm really enjoying doing them. I really am. So we're going to start mixing this together. Now, a whole cake batter is not like a pancake batter. It's not as wet. It's a matter of fact, some people even, I'm going to go get a little water so I can work that in there. Some people even add, actually make a biscuit and form it into a biscuit. But that's not the way we do ours in my family. We do them, we mix them until they're a little on the wet side, but they're not, like I said, you ain't cooking in the kitchen having fun if you ain't making a mess. I always spill out flour, and I don't know why. But we're going to try to mix that together. I may have to go and grab a little bit more water. Just a little bit more. It also depends on the atmosphere of how you're cooking and doing different things. Because sometimes the humidity, you know, the weather, how your cake will rise, or you know, how much moisture's in there, the humidity, how dry things are, your elevation. But I think tonight my house is still a little warm. We still haven't got our air. The fellow that was supposed to come do it fell off a roof, and he's doing okay, but he's supposedly going to be here tomorrow. He had to have a little bit of time to recuperate, if I can get the word out. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll have air. But it's cooled off, and it's not too bad in here tonight. I'm not smoldering and like I did. Now, I haven't showed you guys this, so I'm going to kind of move this over here because that's what your dough is going to look like. And you can add a little bit more water if you like a little bit more runny. So I added a little bit more because I want to show you. I like when it's a little wetter. And this is going to make 2 sandwiches, 2 whole cake sandwiches. 2 cups, it's about a cup per sandwich. So we're going to pull this over here. I'm going to move this over to the sink. I'm going to keep this spoon here. We've got a couple of sliced pieces of cheese. I've got to pull you over. I'm going to flip you up just a little bit more so you can see. I believe you can see my skillets now. And me. How y'all doing? Okay, so this skillet right here has some renderings of bacon grease and sausage. I've already fried off my meat. I've got turkey bacon, sausage, and bacon. So that's enough meat. I didn't feel like you guys needed to watch me do that. Okay, so let's pull this over here. Get this all done. I'm going to take this butter and I'm going to kind of put some on this pan. Now when you're making a whole cake, you're going to want some grease in there. The butter's fine. It's going to add some to it. And like I said, we've got butter in there. But we're going to do that. What I'm going to do now, make sure that this isn't too hot. I'm going to take some of this bacon grease. This is not for the healthy at heart, let me tell you. In the old days, the old people used what they had. They had bacon grease. They weren't able to go and buy vegetable oil and different things like that. And I'm sorry I'm cutting my head off. Let me see if I can pull this camera over a little bit more where we can get the skillet and me a little bit. Okay, so we're going to cut my head off, but I want you guys to be able to see. And I'm going to switch over to this burner here and get a little bit closer. Well, bear with me as I'm learning how to use this camera. There we go. Now we're where we need to be. Okay, so we'll turn this one on. So what we're going to do right now is this is going to be good and hot. You ain't got to worry about nothing. It's already hot. So we're going to take a spoonful. And I'm going to lay some right there. I'm going to take another spoonful. And I'm going to take, like I said, this is going to make 4. We're going to put some right there. And I try to get them to be circular. Put a little bit more. But we're going to do something else with the second batch. This is the first sandwich. And so we've got it cooking now. I'm going to try to move this skillet that's got the bacon grease in there over here because we probably need to add a little more bacon grease. These things do absorb the grease. I'm going to kind of set my stuff back behind here and just move you a little bit closer so you can really get a good look at that. Pull you back just a little bit. I'm so sorry. As I get used to working the camera, we'll be able to see better. I can pull you down just a little bit more. There we go. So we're letting these cook, and these are going to be kind of a medium heat because you don't want them to burn. You don't want them to burn, and I'm just kind of letting you guys kind of hang out there and watch them cook. Now, I'm going to flip them because we're going to have to flip them again too. So let's kind of, when I flip them, I'm going to flatten them. I'm going to flatten them down. Because we're making a sandwich out of them, so we need them kind of flat and we need them kind of big. Okay? So, while those are cooking away, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to the rest of the batter. I'm going to come in here and kind of work right here where you guys can see. So I got all of this batter right here left. Well, I'm going to season this up. I've got a green onion, some jalapeno juice that I'm going to add to it. And I'm going to mix it up. And we're going to season that up. Now, my husband wouldn't like this. This isn't for him. This is my sandwich. And we're going to eat this. And then I'm even going to add, you can add pepper to it. You can season it. You can put hot sauce in it. Salsa. You guys know how I love salsa. You can add some salsa in there and do some salsa dancing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to season that up. So we're going to set this to the side. So you've seen that I added some jalapeno. It was probably about 5 or 6 jalapenos that I chopped up and 1 green onion that I put in there. And I saved a little bit of the jalapeno pickling juice where I took them out. And when you're making these, you're going to have to flip them. These have tried to cook together. You're going to have to flip them twice. And I'm throwing biscuits, let me tell you. I'm throwing fried hoe cakes. And these are going to be your insides. These aren't as pretty as the other side, but you got to make sure all of that cooks. Okay. So right now, we're going to add a piece of cheese. Now my husband just likes 1 piece of cheese. He's not a big cheese eater. He's not crazy about cheese. And we're going to add a piece of sausage on there. But what we're going to do is we're going to have plenty of meat on here because we're going to lay this bacon on there. Okay? And what I'm fixing to do is fry up a couple of eggs on there. So, you want them crispy. So we're going to take this one off. I believe it's done. We're going to set it over here on the plate. We're going to set this one off. We're going to put it right here. And then real quickly, I'm going to fry him up some over easy eggs. If you don't know how to cook eggs, it's fairly simple. As long as they don't stick. If they stick, then you got issues. But if you can get them out there. So let's put them on there. We're going to make them over easy. I need a towel. Tonight my recipe is a little bit different. There'll be times that Megan will be in the kitchen with me and she'll still do my taping. But there's times when she's just busy doing schoolwork and she just really doesn't have time. So we're going to hit this with some pepper. I'm doing them on my little fajita pan. I just like to cook on it. It's just really wonderful to cook on. So we're going to flip that. And like I said, he likes his over easy. I want the yellow cooked on mine because I don't want it such a mess. But he'll eat his with a fork. Let's get our eggs flipped over there. They were fighting me a little bit. I had to fight those eggs over. Well, while those are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my eggs done. I might as well cook my eggs. I can put them on my plate and then redo it. So let's go ahead and get some eggs cooking. I'm going to cook 2 eggs, but I'm going to bust my yellow and I'm going to melt my cheese onto my eggs. I have to cook my husband's the way he likes it. Everybody has their own way. Like I said, you're the boss when you're in your kitchen. So you can do whatever you like or however you like to do it. And I'm just going to take and put his together. And you guys are going to see how pretty this sandwich is. So we're going to put 1 egg there. 1 egg there. And then you're going to put the lid on there. And I'm going to squeeze it and look at that. Look at that yellow running down that. Look at that hoe cake sandwich. That's a hoe cake sandwich. My aunt, like I said, my Aunt Jean would eat it this way. But she would eat it mainly with fried bologna. Blackened fried bologna. It was one of her favorite things that she loved to cook. She made it for me. I also forgot that I sliced up half of a Roma tomato right here. I'm going to add it to the sandwich over here. So his sandwich is all the way done. And you can see it. It's got that beautiful tomato on there. And you'll eat it with a fork and a knife. It's a sandwich, but you can't eat it. So I'm going to flip this over. And I kind of just do mine. Kind of scrambled, kind of fried. I don't mind runny egg, but when I'm eating this, I kind of want it cooked. Okay. So now I'm going to take and put my egg on there. I'm going to put my piece of sausage, and I'm also going to put my 3 pieces of turkey bacon. Now, I will tell you, my turkey bacon probably looks a little burnt to you guys, but if I'm going to eat turkey bacon, it got to be cooked. It's got to be cooked. So we're going to take that. You can see that cheese is already melting. And we're going to pick it up and set it on this plate right here. And if it falls apart, it's okay, because it is a country sandwich, and it ain't meant to be perfect. So now I'm going to kind of clean off my thing. We're going to hit it with some more of that butter. Okay. Then, see if this is still hot. It is still a little hot. We're going to hit this with some more of the oil. And since that's kind of cooled off, we need to let that heat come up. Because remember, when we're frying something, we want a sizzle. We want a little sizzling going on. I'm going to just scoot that egg over there because we're going to cook. It ain't going to hurt nothing. I don't mind any of that stuff. Let me tell you something. In the old days, the last person to get eggs usually was black. They usually had a lot of black on them. Because they, so I'm going to kind of half that batter. You can hear that sizzle. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. And remember, this one's the one that's got jalapenos in the bread and green onions in the bread. And girl, I waste nothing. I put it all in there. Okay. Put this over in the sink. And I'm washing my hands. So I just want to share some wonderful news. My youngest brother texted me this afternoon, and he is going to have his first baby. So one of those are fine, come up here and let's talk. He's going to have his first baby. He's met a wonderful girl. A few years ago, he had a horrible tragedy in his life. A lot of people don't realize that me and Bubba have a half-brother, and this is our half-brother. We don't do halves, though. He's my brother. He had a horrible tragedy in his life. His girlfriend drowned in a swimming pool, and he never thought he would find happiness again. But I think he's very happy. And not only does he have a wonderful lady in his life now and a baby on the way, but he also has a wonderful little 13-year-old boy who's in his life. So his life is full, and isn't that just like God? Sometimes we lose things, and she's still a person that he will always love and always cherish, but God always brings us back to something that can fill our heart and fill our life. So I think that's a wonderful thing. I just had to share that story. So I'm going to be an aunt again, and I'm so thankful because Megan is the youngest child on that side of the family, and she's 13. So we haven't had a little baby on that side of the family in a while. Of course, I do have some grandbabies, and I do get to live up on babies. But I'm a great aunt, a wonderful aunt. So let's go back down here to the skillet. I just wanted to show you guys that. So it's time to flip these. And look at that crisp. Oh my goodness. And we're going to kind of put them out. You can make these smaller. You don't have to have them this big. You don't have to have them this big at all. You can have them smaller, but I wish you guys could smell that jalapeno when they're cooking in that. It just smells so good. So delicious. So wonderful. So we're going to have to flip them again. Usually your first side that you flip on, this side right here will be your outside because it's prettier if you're interested in it being pretty. And I didn't put it in there, but you can do a little bit of shredded cheese, but since I already had the American cheese, I didn't. But you can put a little shredded cheese on this if you want to. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's do a little bit of shredded cheese. Let's do a little bit of shredded cheese. Let's flip these back over. This one, especially this one. That one over there is going to be way bigger. But let's do a little shredded cheese on it. Let's melt it down. Make it delicious. This one, you can always take and cut those off or scoot them in as they're cooking. I'm going to flip it over so it can go ahead and start cooking those. And let's go ahead and do a little shredded cheese. That'll kind of hold your sandwich together. Hey, you can't get enough cheese. You know what I'm saying? Put some cheese on that, girl. Put some cheese on that, boy. Get some cheese in there. Okay. My thing that I would put on there, and of course it's me, I would do salsa. Y'all know how I love salsa. But I'm not going to this time. I'm going to just leave it like this tonight because I have some sliced tomato. So now I'm going to come back. And I'm going to take this spatula and I'm going to add my meat and my cheese and all that wonderful stuff back on there in that skillet. And like I said, make sure that that's cooked good. Let's flip it over there. And it is cooked. it is done. And so I'm going to take this one and plate this one up. And let you guys see that. And that is a jalapeno spicy whole cake. And it's got turkey bacon, a piece of sausage, and cheese, shredded cheese. And it's going to have tomato on it. Over here, I haven't put the tomato on there. And I didn't have a big tomato. I had a little Roma tomato. So let's throw a few little slices of tomato in there. There we go. Pull that lid back up there. There you go. Now, if that don't look good to you, I don't know what will. Let me grab the other one so you can see it. You can do these with sausage, fried bologna, smoked sausage, bacon, turkey sausage, whatever, ham, whatever you want in there. But that's how you make a whole cake. Simple. Just simple. A little butter, a little oil. If you don't have butter, you can put a little butter and you can put a little oil in these. You can cook them without it. I've only had water and flour before and made them, and they were delicious. So there we go. That's what's on the menu tonight for us for dinner. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless you. Thank you for watching my channel. And I just pray that you guys will help me because I love doing this. So if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe. Even if you see it on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me. Share. I'm going to have more delicious recipes. I'm going to do more gardening. I'm going to do a whole bunch of things. And I just want to be there. I just like doing this. This is fun to me. And I just want to be a blessing in people's life. And you guys have a wonderful evening. God bless you. Thank you for watching Granny Nene. Until the next time. Goodbye.